Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 21 of Trading to a Million by JPS Trading. The date here was Thursday the 24th. Maybe you guys remember this trading day if you did something that day, but there was a recent break of 5,800 on the ASX, which you probably heard me talk about in previous videos, which appears to be a false break as of now, especially Thursday, Friday. It seemed like there was definitely some movement, but what we saw here was that the US actually had a really underperforming day in the night before, and was still well above 5,800 or pretty close to the close price to what the ASX closed yesterday. So very early on, from about 6 a.m., I was pretty ready to get short. Now you're just seeing this is an 8 a.m. update here, and I've had an order in already, but also I've got some orders in a little bit higher. If it does come up, obviously, as I always say, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe as well here. But yeah, so I've got two more orders to go. So I've been filled by the second one. Now I'm just waiting for the third one just to be filled, which you should see in a moment here getting filled. Look, there was definitely an option just to fill my full three orders straight away, but I thought that potentially there might be a bit of optimism because on Wednesday there was such a big rally in the ASX that people would still be buying, which obviously this is what they're doing now. So I was just looking for my last order to get filled. I think I had to hit 5,877 including the spread, and it brought my average up, yeah, as you can see there, 5,872. So here I was pretty confident that this was going to start moving to the downside, which it did. About 30 minutes later, as you can see here, there was a massive sell-off in the futures, especially in the US. They just started getting hammered out of nowhere, which, look, I was expecting definitely when the market opened this to happen, but not this early on. So, but, we'll take it as it comes in terms of that. So, this is a really good spot for me to be in, and something for me to touch on here. You can see the difference in the setup here, which is, you've probably heard me talk about in previous videos where I've taken a loss. If you have a look at the charts, obviously in the middle here, you're seeing that the retesting or the resistance, the levels are pretty similar, or they're a little bit smaller now, but you can see the breakdown lower is breaking new levels, which obviously from a probabilities point of view is leaning towards the fact that it wants to go down further. It's trying to break down new levels and forming a new trend in terms of that. So obviously, if you're short in this position, it is a nice position to be short, especially if you've gotten in at a quite a decent high price. Sorry if I sound a little bit sick, guys. I just came under a little bit under the weather. I think it was a little bit run down end of the week, but yeah, everything other than that's fine. So we're pretty close to about 9 a.m. now. I'm still pretty comfortable with my position. When I obviously saw this setup, I had a bit of a feeling inside me, and you've probably seen by the title, this is a reasonable trade that occurs. And I was extremely happy to see it obviously occur. So basically, there is a bit of optimism coming in pretty close to 950. Where the futures are coming. So the ASX futures closed at about 58.60. So if it was going to open up anywhere near there, I was okay. But if it was going to have a big gap up, I was probably going to be a little bit annoyed. But I'll let this play out here. You can obviously see what happens. So if we do see a bit of a gap down, that is something good that I would like to see. If we have a big upset and form a new high, then maybe I'm wrong in terms of that. But fortunately, as you can see here, we had a gap down, which is good. You can see the opening calls there, 58.54, which is pretty close to where they are at the moment. And I want to see some more push to the downside. And you can see in the bottom where my limit and stop is. I've got reason to believe that this could push extremely far down to about 58.10, which would be one of my biggest trades to date in terms of points moved, 60 points. But look, if I'm going to make 40 points, which is generally the amount that I like to go for, that if I can hit would be amazing, which is about 2 to 1 on my risk. So risking about $300. I know I've increased my risk a little bit here. Oh no, it's still $300. But basically, if I can make 2 to 1 that, then that was going to be a great trade. And it wasn't till a few moments later when it starts to break down a little bit further that it really set in stone that this was going to be the trade, obviously, of the week. And I've been waiting quite a while. Obviously, we're 21 videos in and I haven't done a massive trade yet, and I'm really happy that this has come off. I was feeling a little bit down this week because I got stopped out a few times as well, and some of it was to do with my own decision making, which was really frustrating. As it got pretty close to about $400 and did a retest, I was on the fence. Like, if it broke up past, below $400 profit, maybe it was time just to get out. But I was looking for it here to break 58.30, and if it broke that, I could definitely see some selling pressure going in. So my mentality here as I'm filling out the order is if it breaks 58.30 and makes some lows, I'm going to put a stop order in at 58.32, which guarantees me 40 points. Which is the amounts that, if I take that, I'm going to be stoked. And if it's just going to keep running, then, be my guest. I'll let it run to 58.10. So what you'll see here is it did do that final break, and it was struggling to get through 58.20, which I didn't exactly look through on the charts, but clearly was a level of people wanting to buy, and 58.30 was definitely a level that people didn't want to see break. So fortunately, look, that broke, got down a little bit further, and then as you can see here, it's starting to retest a little bit here. So I actually just end up getting out at 40 points profit or $600. Look, guys, I am absolutely wrapped with that trade. I actually have a demo account as well that I decided just to play around with and actually go long from here, which actually played out really well as well. But look, I was stoked to walk away with that profit, and yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think, obviously in the comments section. Like and subscribe as well. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.